Hello, and again a very, very warm welcome, and warm it is indeed. It's another splendid day, it's warm, it's July 10th, 2020, and it is Friday. And today I would like to read you a poem by the American writer, poet, editor and literary critic Edgar Allan Poe, who lived from 1809 to 1849. And Poe is best known for his poetry and short stories, particularly his tales of mystery and the macabre. He is widely regarded, maybe even wildly, as a central figure of Romanticism in the United States and of American literature as a whole. And he was one of the country's earliest practitioners of the short story. But not everybody has been impressed by Poe, though. W.B. Yeats, one of my favourites personally, thought his writing was vulgar, and T.S. Eliot bemoaned the fact that after taking so much care over the ideas and the plots of his stories, he should make the execution of them so very careless. And this criticism has been levelled at Poe by numerous people over the years. And although he is now credited with being not only an important originator, or at least early exponent of key literary genres, detective story and science fiction, Poe struggled financially throughout his life and died penniless shortly after being found on the streets of Baltimore in 1849. He was just 40 years old. The only book by Poe which was successful enough to be republished during his lifetime was a non-fiction work of mollusks, which he didn't so much write as put together by editing a much longer work by someone else. Only 12 copies of his first book, Tamerlane and Other Poems from 1829, are thought to survive. In 2009, one of these copies sold at auction for $662,500. And today I would like to read you his poem with the title, Alone. From childhood's hour I have not been, as others were, I have not seen. As others saw, I could not bring my passion from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken, my sorrow I could not awaken. My heart to joy at the same tone, and all I loved alone. Then my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life, was drawn from every depth of good and ill, the mystery which binds me still, from the torrent of the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder and the storm and the cloud that took the form, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view. Edgar Allan Poe wrote alone when he was still very young, only 21 years of age, and the poem remained unpublished until 1875, over a quarter of a century after Poe's death. And the sentiment is indeed something that many of us can very well relate to from our teenage years and youth, and even now, feeling all alone and that we are a misfit in the world around us. And we're not just physically, but also emotionally alone. And immediately when I read this poem, a song came to mind, and even if the lyrics don't fit 100%, I think it's a good fit anyway. And it's by The Police, which I love very much, and it's so lonely. So I hope you enjoyed it, and you, as always, find the link to the Love Poetry Love playlist in the notes of this video. So have a great start into your weekend wherever you are, and I hope you can enjoy your day. Take care. Bye bye.